Hey there guys, welcome to another Train Sim World 3 video. This is my second personally. The first one we looked at was of course Cajon Pass, which was okay. It kind of just looked like Sherman Hill with some different mountains and bushes instead of grass. And you know, the C4 locomotive was okay, and Dash 2 still sucked, and so on and so forth. But you know, I'm kind of used to the American stuff not being so great. What I am used to as well is the German stuff within Train Sim World actually being pretty damned decent. So this time we're going to be taking a look at Kassel, Wurzburg, which is a 186 kilometer intercity high-speed line. It's essentially part of the high-speed line between Hanover to the north and Wurzburg to the south. And construction began in, I think, the early 70s and basically opened for revenue service as we see it today in the early 90s, and is still in service, of course. In this instance in the game, it's only about half the length, so I'll pop the map open here. So yeah, this is only about half the length of the actual high-speed line, although it's still fairly long, so Hanover is like way up here naturally. But anyway, so you can't see it because it's not in the map. So the real-life line, IRL, is 203 miles long with speeds up to 175 mile an hour. Whoop, I messed up. 170 mile an hour, which is, of course, the max speed, and 1.25% maximum gradient. So they cut this line through the mountains to the south in Bavaria. We are, of course, right now up in Hessen, which is another part of Germany. It's almost like the heart of Germany. This is damn near central Germany in the middle of the entire state itself. So it goes from Hessen to like kind of the northwestern tip of Bavaria, which it gets a little more mountainous and purdy and all that good stuff. But this whole line took about 20 million euros to build per kilometer on average. 20 million euros per kilometer. It's crazy. There's also express freight that runs late in the evening. I think they start running at about midnight till about 3 a.m. is when the ICEs do not run. There's also these special emergency response fire trains that they have set aside, which is a neat little feature. I doubt they'll have it in this, but it is what it is. So we're currently in Kassel. We're going to take a look around, of course, and then we'll go over the train a little bit later. I want to take a look at the route, which is what I typically like to do, like I did with Cajon Pass and pretty much every other train sim add-on to date. So, of course, we are in Kassel. As I mentioned, there is a whole massive high-speed network in Germany as far as high-speed trains. It be cray-cray. So if we were to go from here and go around this curve here and then keep going north, that would go up to the northern coast of Hamburg. Then a little bit south of that is Hanover, Bremen as well. If we were to continue to the east, that would go to Erfurt and Leipzig, general Berlin area that way. Go south, of course, there's a little town down here called Fulda, which I think there's a turnoff at Fulda, so it might be about right there. I don't exactly know. But anyway, this way is Frankfurt, over this way as well. And then, of course, if you keep going down this way, this is Wurzburg down here, the end of the line in the game. You keep going down this way, and it goes to Nuremberg. You can go on to Munich and on to the, I think, the Swiss border? I always get Switzerland and Austria mixed up, and I hate admitting that, but it's true. I'm an idiot. My apologies. So we're going to take a look around Kassel. This is, I'm probably going to mess up this pronunciation. I am American, and this is Germany. This is Kassel, Wilhelmshöhe? Wilhelmshöhe? The O with the two little dots, I can't ever get that right. I'm sorry if I butchered the heck out of that name. It's a very unique station, though. This looks incredible. It looks pretty damn close to a lot of the real stuff you see online. You can go online and find just about any video of this area. It's just a really neat station with the open top here. There's a parking deck, or car park, as my European pals like to say, up on top of here. But it looks good, like the texturing of these supports right here and the metal down there, so it doesn't get all chipped up and banged up and stuff like that. But it looks really damn good down here. It's got some nice signage. Let's see if we can find some actual display. They got the same trash cans and information boards as like Train Sim World 2 does. But this station looks pretty damn good. There's that sexy ICE-1 sitting over there. I cannot wait to get all up in that thing. That's like, you know, there's a reason they put that on the cover of this game, essentially, because that's the bad mammer jammer right there. This looks good here, all the ivy and whatnot slipping out of that wall there. That looks really nice, actually. The German stuff in Train Sim World is a level above, and it's always kind of been like that. It's, you know, for me anyway, it's the German stuff, the British stuff, I'd say a little under that, and then of course 9 times out of 10 the American stuff down at the bottom, because dovetail, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, the people that make these German routes for the most part within Dovetail have a great passion to do so, and that's why they always look so damn good. I mean, the last couple German routes that came out for Train Sim World 2 were incredible. Some of the best looking stuff in the game to date, without question. Some passenger information displays. They look, oh. Just had to watch that come in there. They look fairly legit. You know, I don't know all the tiny little intricacies, just like I'm not going to get PZB right worth a damn. Same with LZB, but I'll try a little bit later on when we're actually controlling the units, the multiple units, or the train set. It seems like a multiple unit, but it's a train set. Or is it? I don't know. So here's the car park up top. Car park. It's a neat place though. So over to the west, I'm wondering if we'll be able to see it. Let me see if I can get up on here, because I love historical things and historical accuracies. So let's see, over to the west in real life, just beyond about here is this huge, like, botanical garden type place. I think it's called the Hessen Kassel Museum or something like that. Anyway, it's an almost 600-acre UNESCO heritage site, essentially. That it's like just a big estate, and there's some really lovely stuff out this way. You probably won't be able to see it from here. You know, you can kind of see some of the mountains over there, but it's a nice little place. And then over to the east here, this is kind of like downtown. We're on the western edge of downtown Kassel, but over that way a little bit is the Congressional Hall or Congressional Palace, which is now kind of just like a gathering hall of sorts, or convention center or something like that. You can see the bus station over here, which is nice, and then of course it heads south. There goes that ICE. He didn't take long, did he? But we're going to kind of fly around the map a little bit, as I generally like to do. We're not going to go down the whole thing in the 8 key. I'm going to kind of skip around a bit just to save myself and your boredom. But we're gonna dote around a little bit and just see what's what. No idea what that says. It does look good. This wall over here, though, looks really nice. Just right off the bat, like, this is the first literal, right now, as me looking at this, as you are looking at this is my first time seeing this, and I can tell already this looks way better than Cajon does. A little bit of freight yardage going on over here. Let's see what we got here. Couple of what we call pole barns. Put stock under there to work on and whatnot, keep you out of the sun and the weather and all that good stuff while you're working on it. We'll continue south here. How in the hell did somebody get up there to put graffiti on this building? Must have been Spider-Man. When he didn't have crime to bust, he tags buildings upside down from the roof. Some fairly nice scenery, though. I wouldn't say Riesa Dresden levels yet. That is, of course, another route from Train Sim World, which was just incredible. You can already see a bit of a poo-poo on the horizon there. That kind of looks like a massive land shark with its fin sticking across the horizon. So here we go. Not only are you going to get the ICE-1, you're going to get these things as well, the Dostos, and what is this, 1462 pushing them? So you're going to get those as well. They're not new. You're going to get the freight variant of that as well, and I think the Hamster is in this too, a little multiple unit for commuter operations. What is that, the 422 or the 442? I always get it mixed up. Every time, get it mixed up. But yeah, it looks really nice as far as like the detail down in here with the trees and the banks on the sides of the tracks and everything. I'm seeing some weird ass inconsistencies with textures. I saw some of this on the station. It's kind of weird. Don't know what's going on there. But yeah, some of that was happening at the station, I noticed. I thought it was supposed to be like that, but now that I see that, it's obviously not. There's a crossover, that tunnel. And then here it be right here. See the high-speed lines. You can always tell the high-speed lines in German things and a lot of other countries in Europe as well by the LCB cable, which you see going down the tracks here, which control your high-speed operation in your high-speed trains. And then they'll duck under right here as well, this little tunnel here. We'll zoom on down there. Man, I cannot wait to get in this thing. I'm going to try and just jump around the map as quickly as I can. Just go to a couple of the cities. Yeah, see, it's not letting me go down there. Because, see, you don't go up there. This is like regional stuff here, I believe. See, there's no LZB there. So the high speeds go under this shite to keep them moving. Looks like there's smoke in the tunnel. Might need to alert the authorities. Alright, so that's it for Kassel. We will move right along. Right, so we are just north of Fulda right now, which is south of Kassel, where we just were. I'll pop the map open and you can see exactly where. We're just about dead smack halfway in the middle of the route here. A lot back that way is going to be hard to traverse in free cam because there is just a entire mess and slew of tunnels, which just make it hard to move around with the free cam. And it's a lot of nice rolling countryside, farms, fields, you know, things of that nature. What I neglected to mention is up in Kassel, where the route starts up to the north. It essentially sits on the Fulda River, for which it is named this town right here, of course, because this is a bit closer to the Fulda River. So we'll go on down to the town of Fulda. I love these high-tension power lines up here. These look new. I don't recall these being in Train Sim World 2 or the game before, but I guess that's a nice new model. I think it's new. I don't recall those at all, but they look nice. They add to the scenery. And it's just a lot of rolling countryside in here, and this looks pretty damn incredible. Now, mind you, it is still fairly bright. I already know there's so many people tinkering with the INI settings. As long as you're on PC, if you're on console, this is pretty much it. Put it to cloudy, and it'll darken a bit, but it's just a little too bright and washed out, like the contrast needs to be turned up or something like that. But it is pretty. They never mess up, really, with a lot of the German countryside. I'm sure a lot of actual Germans and residents of Germany would beg to differ, but as far as I can tell, it looks pretty damn good, especially coming from Cajon Pass, which basically just looked like Sherman Hill with, you know, bushes instead of grass. But anyway, so it's quite industrial out here. The river, I believe, is off to the west, which is over that way, so we're moving south now. A couple of houses and gardens and whatnot. Very large facility here, so they just got all kinds of crap sitting out in the open weather here, so they must not have much need for all that. Especially the things in the boxes, which would be just soaked being cardboard. But so Fulda is a neat little town. It's got some history to it, quite a bit. There's a few very old structures from dating back to, yeah, almost I want to say 1100s, 1200s, 1300s, one of which you can see over there. That might be the Stadtschloss Fulda Castle off to the right there. See this nice little bike rack here. It's like possibly a university or something there. I think there is a university in Fulda, but I think it's farther this way. The town, the older town, is actually more that way, if I'm not mistaken. But the track is going to curve around that way. But I think that is the old castle there. If it's not, please correct me. But I think that's Stadtschloss Fulda Castle, which is up there, which is just an old, you know, old Germanic royalty from, you know, yesteryear. Just lived up in there all kingly and whatnot, so, or prince, should I say. I think they were princes. The town looks pretty good. There's the weird thing with Train Sim World where they can't, like, get things leveled. So look at the houses. You notice how the buildings and all the houses are kind of slanted down to the right a couple degrees, and it looks a bit ridiculous. Well, that's a thing that's been around in Train Sim World 2, sadly. But the thing with this route is, I think you're really not supposed to notice because you're doing over 150 mile an hour for the most part the whole time. You can see some static displays back there, some regional commuter transport. A couple of freight cars. I think those, what are these, steel wagons? Something like that. But it's pretty down here. You can definitely tell it's getting a little more hilly as we inch our way out of Hessen into Bavaria. That distant horizon doesn't look that great. I hear something. Oh, hello. Ah, and there we go. That as well. I totally left that out. So the ICE3, not the newest ICE generation, but the one before, is in this as well. That came with, this one here came with Munich Augsburg from Train Sim World 2, if I'm not mistaken. So you've got those and the ICE ones. This route has got it. I mean, as far as like all kinds of different rolling stock, this route, Kassel Wurzburg, has got it. The Southeastern Highspeed in England, bottle of water, that's got a lot of rolling stock mixed in as well. A lot that they took from, you know, other DLCs, which are now, I'm doing air quotes, free within Train Sim World 3. So anywho, yeah, this is Fulda. There's a huge Deutsche Bundesbahn training center. I believe that is it right there, because I know it's right next to the station. This, of course, is the station. There's another Pringles advert. Der Optimer Snack, der Gamer Schnitt, ausbremst, mind popping. Ja. I'm sure I just butchered the hell out of that pronunciation. But this is definitely like an older looking station here. I don't know if it actually is or not. I don't know much history of this station. But it's just got that older look. It's, you know, not as fancy as Kassel, you know. Wurzburg, we'll find out once we get there, but you know, it'll do. It's just a basic station. I believe this is the training center over here. It looks fairly old. I don't know if this is new or not. This building here, it doesn't look easily recognizable. It's obviously a bit of a maintenance facility. They can take locomotives in there and whatnot. See some static stuff in here as well. Let's see, this is where we're sitting. Oh, you know what? I'm an idiot. That's not the DB training center. It's further down because there's a big freight yard down here. Yeah, there should be a big freight yard right down here. Ah, wunderbar. Here it is. So yeah, fairly large freight yard. There's not much going on. I think it'll sit in sidings to go on wherever it needs to go, or whenever they're running and ICE trains are running, they sit here as a bit of a siding. I'm not really sure. It looks pretty damned empty at the moment. The distant scenery through here is, there's some weird stuff going on over there. It's got that distant fog, sadly. When the clouds start to kind of come on with it, it'll change some. You can see a bit of a cloud starting to form here, slightly. Here it is. This is the DB Training Center, I think. I'm pretty sure it's right next to the freight yard here. Metinks. So that's that. And of course, I didn't really look at this in the beginning. I should have. The ground. You know, the ground texturing, the trackage, the ballast, all that good stuff. It's generally been pretty good in German things from day one with Train Sim World 2. There's a little bit of repetitive texturing here. It kind of reminds me of Schnellfahrstreck. What was it? Cologne, Aachen. It's kind of got that repetitive nature going on. But the thing about it is, so like Cajon Pass I was looking at yesterday in the other video, and it had the darker bits with the rails, the ballast, whereas the ground of the right-of-way next to the rails were lighter, and it just looked ridiculous. With this, it's kind of a little bit closer between the ballast and the right-of-way in between the tracks and on the sides of the tracks there, but it's still a little bit darker. And I don't think that's shading. It's just I'm assuming a lot of it has to do with this kind of, you can see here the ballast has kind of got this fake 3D thing going on, whereas this is just like a 2D texture here in the middle. So I'm assuming that has something to do with it, but I would imagine they could spice that up because, you know, to me the biggest thing is ground textures. Like, get ground textures and rails right, you know, and we can do some deals, because that's definitely needed. With a lot of the German stuff, the rails and sleepers look pretty good. You see how there's a bit of sheen and shine on this. On the American stuff, like Cajon I was just looking at, the rails were so dark. It just looked super weird. If you were up high like this, and a lot of the American routes, and the sun was out, you know, freight routes, you would see a sheen, a reflection, or glare off the rails. And on Cajon, it was not like that at all. These actually reflect a little bit, so they look somewhat realistic. Of course, have the concrete ties for the high-speed stuff. So yeah, I think that's the a big Deutsche Bundesbahn training center, and there is, so this is weird here. This is a roundhouse, and it's like, it's kind of hidden. This must be ultra new. I don't know if they built this building here recently, but there are two roundhouses that sit over here, or there were, should I say. I don't know if they're put in. They made Greta happy. They put solar panels on the top, so there's that. But yeah, there's part of the roundhouse there, so it's internal. And there should be another one just here, unless it was ripped up within a couple of months or something. I don't know. Like, I looked at Google Maps like a month or so ago, and it was most definitely there. But the thing with Dovetail is they will often set a time period, or circa whatever time period they're going for, that makes it easier for them to fix the route how they want it, not have to do too much work, and keep the rolling stock, you know, in a certain age with, you know, just the rolling stock itself, the machinery, the types of equipment, and the liveries and things of that nature. So there's no telling, but I think this is supposed to be modern day. I swear that there's two roundhouses over there, and it's not kind of covered like that, so that's a bit funky. So this continues on south, a lot of pretty rolling countryside, as you can see, and they do it justice, man. Look at that distant terrain. That looks good, especially get some clouds rolling in here. That's, you know, if I'm completely honest, that's what I like about the Train Sim World series. And, you know, starting with 2, especially with the Dresden routes, is the German stuff, because it's just, they really, really care when they're making it. It's, you know, it's almost like really good German level with Train Sim Classic to a degree. You know, I don't want to overstep there, but it's, you know, it's a lot different compared to some of the other routes, and that's readily available. Just, you could take one quick peek at, you know, an English route and an American route and then a German route, and you're like, oh yeah, German route, boom, done. And then it's, you know, it do be like that. So there are a lot of historical markers all down here as it kind of follows the Fulda River down into Bavaria. There's a lot of castles and old ruins down here. There's Steckelberg Castle, which should be down here on the left, several miles. Schloss Remoltz. Was it Bergstein? Bergstein Castle, which is down here. So I'm assuming you're going to be able to see that. I would hope so. They're pretty damn close to the trackside, but I don't think it's going to let me fly all the way down there in free cam because of all the tunnels and whatnot. But this right here looks good, man. This bridge, or the fancy word for bridges that you guys in Europe use, viaducts, I guess. It looks pretty nice out here. I mean, look at this scenery. It's gorgeous. especially this time of day. It's not really cloudy or anything, and yeah, it's a bit bright, but I believe that's the Fulda River right there, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, see, it's not going to let me go much further, so I'm going to see if I can go ahead and hop down a little bit further, right kind of smack dab on the Bavarian border. This bridge looks highly dangerous. Yeah, there needs to be some, like, some safety rails on the side of this thing. Somebody drive over it, laying right on the tracks. ICE coming in hot. It's not going to be a good day. All right, let's go a little bit further south. All right, so sadly, I couldn't load in on a train further south, which means I can't free cam around, which really sucks. So we're in this tiny little hamlet called Bergsen, which is just across the Bavarian border coming out of Hessen, which is about here. We were just up here earlier. That's Fulda. I don't know if much will be stopping here. There's actually quite a few little towns that are just south of Fulda, just about all the way to Wurzburg. There's not too many south of Kassel. Jesus, I forgot the name for like 10 minutes there. But anyway, this looks very nice. You can tell it's a lot more hilly now. I have it set to September, so autumn in this part of the world is starting to creep. Here where I live, it's not. It's still hotter than hell and will continue to be for more months to come. So totally not jealous and can't wait for this type of sight out my own window in my own world. But this looks really good. The sun peeking over that ridgeline there looks pretty damn realistic as far as this new lighting system. Now the shadow on the distant trees, see how I'm zooming in and out? It's kind of coming and going. That looks highly unrealistic and a bit of a shame. I wish it could go further than that, but, you know, it is what it is. So, sadly, I don't think we can go much farther. I'm going to see if I can load in on foot in another city further down, because those 3 or 4 or 5 or 10 historical castles and keeps and ruins are just kind of dot the countryside, sitting on these mountains along the line here. So those would be incredible to see. Of course, you'll probably be able to see them fairly well, you know, hauling ass, doing like 700 mile an hour going down the line. But some houses over there. I would like to say, though, this all looks pretty good. This platform here, we've seen this before, along with the safety striping. I totally just ate my tongue right there. Along with the safety striping. Let's get that right. But this looks new. These stones here. So this is kind of, it looks like a mixture between gravel and concrete. And it's got a nice look to it. I don't know if that's entirely new or not, but it seems new. I feel like they have added a new couple of assets to the game overall. There's the clock, 10 in the a.m. Let's not get hit by a high-speed train. It's the old station here, as you can see, Bergsen. I don't even know if anything stops here anymore. I mean, they got a platform and a bench and clocks, so... But it's all boarded up, sadly. I don't know where the hell you'd get tickets, unless you had to do like an online-only type thing with an app. So, this is Bergsen. Let's move a little bit further down. Alrighty then, welcome to Wurzburg. I would like to clear the air and say I'm a total idiot. There were not 2 roundhouses in Fulda. They're here in Wurzburg. They're right over there to the right. I didn't even realize Fulda had a roundhouse. I got the 2 thing mixed up. It was not in the right place. It happens. I'm a dingus. Welcome to the channel. Anyway, we're in Wurzburg. We're at the end of the line here. You can see the 2 roundhouses here. And it be poppin'. This is this is quite a busy area. A lot more busy than Kassel, it would seem. But this sits on the banks of the Main River. See if we can get over to it. Probably not. It's over there somewhere, though. I promise you. Anyway, this is Wurzburg Hauptbahnhof, and it's popping. You got your regional trains, commuter trains, a lot of freight over there coming and going. Your multiple types of ICEs, which just the scene, as soon as I loaded in here, I was like, damn. And I took a minute, just stared at it, and then forgot to hit the record button. But it looks good. So Very much hilly back in here. We are in the depths of Bavaria. To the south, there's one of the roundhouses there, and there's the other one there. That's the turntable. This is the roundhouse. Yeah, I had the spots mixed up. I thought they were in Fulda for some reason. I don't know if they're operational or not, but I tell you what, we're gonna find out. Let's see if we can open this door. Let me on. Gib. Alright, those buttons are broken. Door works. Yep, it's locked though. Now it's unlocked. Whew. They work. Very cool. I remember there being a turntable on the the Leipzig route. I forget the actual name of it within the game. And I don't think the turntable was operational. Not that you'd be able to use it anyway, because it was just a strictly commuter route. But helping off the big old train station, it is busy as hell. This is a major hub that goes north, south, east, and west, essentially. It's not as fancy, in my opinion, as the station in Kassel. See what these boards are displaying here. If anything. Cameras. There we go. That was going to Stuttgart. So they seem to work. But yeah, the station doesn't look all that great. It's got that very... I don't know. It looks very east to me, like, you know, Iron Curtain type looking building, even though this is not the east. But you get what I'm trying to say, hopefully. But it's just got that look. It doesn't look all special. This hillside over here looks nice. I don't know what that's supposed to be. Possibly a vineyard or something like that. It kind of has that look. But look how clean and nice that is. That does look really damn good. Really nice. So they're also, let's see if we can see the river. Did they even add the river? Or is it literally unplayable? We keep on scooching down here. Out of tease. Out of tease. Got a barge chilling. Wait, is this the river or some kind of canal here? Hold up. Yeah, that's the river. It's the Main. Get that staircase going up there. For whatever reason, I'm getting German World Rally Championship vibes looking at this hillside here. Although I know we're not on a World Rally Challenge area. But hopefully you get what I'm trying to say here. But anyway, here's your high-speed lines that cut right on through, as you can tell by the indicative LZB line that goes right through the tunnel. That's one of like 7.8 million tunnels dotted and dotted along the route. Over here on this side of the river, and I'm not seeing it sadly, is a massive... What the hell just happened? I didn't even touch anything. What the hell? That was weird. Okay, so yeah, there's a matriv. I can't even speak because that thing just freaked me out. It's like somebody took control of the train. The Marienberg, I think it's called Fortress, is over here, and it sits along a hilltop. And I'm not seeing it. It might be further up this way, but I don't know if it'll let us go further this way, because I love seeing the little landmarks like that, because that's important with stuff like this, right? I know I can't be the only one that thinks that. See if we can get any higher here. I think it's pretty much going to stop us right about there. I don't know if it's a little bit more north, but I know it's on that side of the river, and I know that I'm not really seeing it, sadly. Because it's like, you know, it's a sight to behold, but, yeah, so it be what it be. It might actually be up here, or it might actually be down here, as a matter of fact. But there's a lot of stuff going on in Wurzburg, the very south of the route. Let's go ahead and pop into the menu, and we'll show you what all you can mess with as far as the game itself. Alright, so just like on Cajon Pass, to navigate this fancy new updated UI, which was completely unnecessary, to the trains. Then you can pick your depot, choose a route, rail journeys, quick play. This is literally just random. So you click this, and it's kind of cool, but at the same time, every time I've done it, I feel like it's just ended up with a British EMU, which I didn't feel like driving at the time, so it kind of made it useless. So you can do 0 to 30, or 30 plus. Obviously, right now, pretty much everything that's going to be 0 to 30 is going to be bottle of water. And this is going to be, you know, the German and American stuff for the most part, I would gather. But so choose a route, Kassel, Wurzburg. Then you got your timetable, scenario, training modules. Take a look at the scenarios. Icebreaker, Lonely Road, next day delivery, fast track, leapfrogging. So see, there are freight runs. I'm trying to figure out the time here. Are these the times? What's the actual time? It's not saying the actual time. Or am I just blind as hell? It doesn't say the time that each of these are. Like when it starts, you know? That's the length of the journey. So yeah, I don't know about that. For all I know, they're probably all in darkness and in rain, because Dovetail like to do that for whatever reason. Click on it again, go to timetable, and then of course choose your trains, click it, and here's the timetable. All the options you get. It's pretty much going to be one and done with a lot of these. I don't know if you can run the entire length of the route. This does say Wurzburg to Kassel. An hour. That sounds about right, because I think you could go all the way to the south in Munich from Hamburg in like 6 hours, right? If you take the entirety of the high-speed line to and fro. So that sounds about right, I guess. But there's quite a few. And then, of course, if you look at the third generation, they are slightly different. They may go to different areas, and they actually run a little bit slower. I'm not totally sure on the dealio with that. Here's your freight locomotive. So these, sadly, are, like I was saying, all damn near midnight or close to. So it'll be in darkness and Train Sim World, which, you know, for me, in any train sim, darkness just doesn't really convey that well. Especially with a European train where headlights are just kind of there as an afterthought. This one here is at 4:50 in the AM. If you set to clear skies, you know, in the middle of summer, whatever the summer solstice is in this part of the world, the exact date, you might get a little sunlight there. But that's it. So that kind of sucks about the freight, but this isn't a freight-centric route, so it kind of makes sense. So anyway, let's go ahead and try and drive this bad Mammerty Jammer, shall we? So I'm going to make a total fool of myself. We're, of course, going to get an ICE1. La 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 la. I kind of want to start in Wurzburg. Ooh, let's see. Wurzburg. There we go. We're not going to do the entire run. I'm just going to kind of mess around with it, see what happens. So we got that clicked. I don't know why it's set to January. That's random. I'm going to set it to August for maximum weatherage. And we'll do light clouds and get started. And you can also see how long it takes to load things, because I'll just not edit this. Not too long, about like Train Sim World 2. There is a notable delay in sound, though. So as soon as I hit OK on this, silence. And then there's your sound. Alright, but before all that, look at that. This is like the exact scene that we were in just a minute ago. The DBBR 401 ICE1. This sexy beast right here. You know, the 3s and the 4s are cool and all, but this thing right here, I don't know what it is. I guess because it's vintage, it just looks awesome. So anyway, the DBBR 401, or affectionately known as the ICE1, or I think the Germans say ICE, or something like that. ICE, American, I guess. You know, that's how we say it. But this thing was the first production German high-speed train. Okay? It was capable of 250 kilometers per hour, which is about 160 mile per hour thereabouts. I don't know the exact thing because I'm bad with kilometers per hour. They started service and revenue in 1991. The motor bits were mainly built by Siemens. The rest of it was like 10 other companies that I don't remember right now, so I'm not going to try and spew it. But they were built between 1989 and 1993. A lot of them were refurbished over the years, starting in about the mid-2000s, and then, of course, they started a second refurbishment in about 2019 to present. So they're still ongoing, from what I gathered. There were 60 built. There's 2 power cars, essentially. So the front car and the back car are your power cars, and then there's 12 to 14 intermediate coaches. And I think they have cafe cars as well, if I'm not mistaken. They've got about 740 plus seats, depending on the size of the train. The loco plus train as a whole, or the train set, weigh about 849 tons. They put down 9,600 kilowatts of power. That's 13,000 horsepower. Yeah. Of course, depending on the converters. They all have different converters, and I'm gonna mess that up. They don't all have different converters, but different train sets were built with different converters, power converters, so it all depends. Slightly less horsepower on some, but not a whole hell of a lot. They, of course, have an overhead pickup pantograph. Safety systems, you're looking at CIFA, which I hate with an absolute biblical passion. PZB, LZB, Integra Signum, and ETCS, which are kind of things to let them run between, I think, Switzerland back into Germany and a few other countries if necessary, so they can still work on other lines, you know, as far as safety systems go. And of course, some of you already know America got one of these in 1993 as kind of like a loaner that traveled the country, which was pretty damn cool. It looked just like this, but it said Amtrak on the nose, and it had a few other things. But it traveled to like 25 cities in U.S. and Canada, and they were going to happen in America, but the bid failed out, and after the bid failed, we got Acela, so I can't really complain, you know, except for the new Acela, which kind of sucks, but it is what it is. So, the thing looks incredible. As usual with Dovetail Games and their modelers, that is not where they're shying at all. I wish the sounded as good on everything as the way these models look, because they do look pretty damn incredible. The weathering on here, just the streaks, dead bugs, all kinds of crap. It just looks very nice. Very, very nice. The LEDs look a little funky. Got these little vents over here. Just serial numbers. And of course the wheels down low, which you can't really see. That's one of the things that they changed when they brought this set over to America. They had to do something with the wheels, and they changed the wheels as well as the power to pick up power from the Northeast Corridor in which it ran. And of course a few other things, but those were the big deals. Kind of hear the power car here. Panto looks pretty good. It's actually touching the wire, which is always nice, you know, because you kind of need it to get power. You have your coaches here as well, and we are definitely going to run through these and take a look. Unterwegs mit Ekström. Don't know what that means. It sounds cool though. We'll just pick a random car here. So they were pretty much modular except for the front and back where the doors kind of like angled, which was interesting. I don't know why they were built like that, but it's pretty funky. You can tell looking down a bit better there. There's like little indentations. Ah, you can't blow those open. That stinks. Sorry, dude. You're gonna have to wait. Is it Toto Wolff? Toto Wolff? Manager of AMG Mercedes Formula One team? Are you getting on my IC1 train? Now I'm definitely not opening the doors. Okay. I mean, just look how much different the thing looks from the 3 over here. I guess it's more aerodynamic, blah blah. But the 1 is just cool as hell. And then the 2 was almost just like the 1, but just, you know, a little less like the 1. Alright. I'm going to get out because we're going to go back there and see what it's all about. Run! That's the wrong way. Where's the door? Let me out. Let me out. That's not it. Where's the door? There it is. Alright. So, yes, come on out. I wasn't trying to... Oh, God, it's starting. No, 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 no. Nope. There we go. Let me on. There we go. These were refurbished several times. I'm assuming this is the latest refurbishment. I'm not super... Alright, I'm going to close the door. So they... How do you close the door? So these dinguses stop. It's very colorful in here. Blue hats, purple hair, green hats. It's like a bowl of Lucky Charms cereal in here, seriously. But anyway, ooh, PIS. Very nice. Wurzburg, not in service. Für die Kassel, Wilhelms, Hu. I can't get the O with the 2 dots right. I just can't get it. This looks pretty legit in here, though. The lighting could be better. It's extremely bright. Like, there's no shading in here at all. It's just so bright, man. The seats look pretty good. You've got the little headrest doohickeys. Let's pop a squat in one real quick. The tables don't come down. That sucks. So you have a little table right here. You can sit your laptop on or your cellular telephone. This little bit down here is like a footrest you can pop open. And then I think there's like the world's smallest trash receptacle down there as well, where you can throw like gum wrapper trash in or whatever. So yeah, what's up, blue hair? There we go. These are the private compartments. Shh, we best not disturb them. There's a ton of people on this chooch, man. Private compartments as well. Now, there should be some cars that are way more spacious, that have 2 seats on one side and 1 seat on the other. Should be, I think, if this is the year of our Lord 2022, year of the refurbishment I'm thinking of. I'm not seeing them yet. How far down are they? There's your water closet, aka the shitter, as I like to call it. Of course, it's not modeled because Dovetail don't want to model a toilet and sink for whatever reason. People are just going to keep asking about it until it happens. So just do it. Just make a toilet and a freaking sink. Get it over with. Ah, here's the cafe car. This looks nice, dude. You know, the shading is still garbage. Like, there's no shadow in here. Look at this creep. What are you looking at? You want to get in here, don't you? Better stop staring at my pretzel. I love these vents up here, though, that let the lighting in, but just so much. It's very fancy and spicy looking in here. I don't think you can sit down, which sucks, but it's got a ton of headroom, which is cool because it is a bit taller. Of course, it's closed, so no espresso for me, Sage. Can't get in there either. No. There we go. We got some little cafe seating here. It's got something to tell you guys. The cafe's not open yet, so thank you all for being extremely patient and understanding. You don't want to mess with hungry people, dude. They'll mess you up. But, okay, let's see. What is all this? What is this car? That's another bathroom. Restroom. Pooper. What are these? Maybe just storage closets for train crew, possibly? How we doing in here, folks? Good deal. The tables look legit. They actually fold up and down as such with the hinges down there. They are really nice looking trains. I mean, they're older, but they've been refurbished to modern standards. So here we go. These are like the fancy coach. They're not private, but they're like fancy coach. I don't know the exact name of these, but you can see there's just so much more room. This is like airline style seating. Look at these seats, dude. That's a spicy sausage right there. That looks nice. The people look a little weird, you know, but I don't think that's ever going to change. But these, yeah, these cars look good. It's just the row, dude, as well. You could walk, you know, shoulder to shoulder down this row with someone. It's crazy. And it should be nearing the end of the train. Let's go ahead and hop out here. Check those noises once again. Ah, excuse me. Jesus, man, these people. You're dead. You're dead. You're dead. Look at this guy. No. He made it. Good job. Made it. No. God, I hate that thing popping up. So yeah, the door sounds sound pretty legit. Alright, fancy little trick. Some people always ask about it. Control 0 gets you back in the cockpit. On PC anyway. Let's close the door. Let's close this door. And let's see what we can mess with back here. I'm going to try and turn on PCB. Because you guys want to see me go down in flames. I know you do. I am a PCB loser. Don't think any of those work. Now, as far as the signaling and getting it right, I'm not going to do that. So if you're expecting that, I am sorry. I will let you down. At least you know that in advance. Let's see what we can mess with here. Doesn't look like much of anything. I did the training module for this, and it is very plain. It's literally like acceleration and brake, and that's it. Oh, and it tells you how to open the door. So, yeah. And of course there's no manual, as far as I can tell. So if you don't know anything about PCB, German signaling, which I know very, very little of, good luck, my friend. You're gonna need it. Can't mess with anything back there. Yeah, they don't even tell you anything about the controls in here either. See if we can mess with any of these switches. It sounds pretty nice in here. It sounds almost like the inside of an airliner cockpit. It's very muffled. So LZB is on and CFA is on. Nope, not anymore. You're not. I hate CFA. It's just maddening. I get it in real life. That's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is in game. I don't want to hit the Q key every 10 seconds. It's just not my bag, man. Sorry, but you know, to each their own as usual. I didn't see a PCB knife. Can you open these? No, you can't. It does look pretty good in here, though. It seems like they actually tried with this one. Let's see. Battery is on. What's this? Battery cover, cab change, footstep override, indicator test. Jesus. Engine room lights. Do these actually work? Let's see. Wow, they do. Okay, I mean the lighting in there looks pretty ass, but they work. Park and brake. Release. Is it released? We'll press it anyway. Now it's released. There's the apply. Because I had this thing in Train Sim Classic, and from what I remember, it was fairly pro-line. I think I had the 3D Sug version, and it was pretty cray-cray. Let's make sure they're both released there. So we'll see how easy it is to get going in this thing. CFA off. PCB ein. LZB. We'll leave that off for now. AFB. I don't know what that's all about. That's weird. Why would there be AFB controls back there? You should be able to open this window. Listen to that immediate outside sound. No graduation at all. That's a thick ass sound though, man. Closing that thing. See, that's what I'm talking about. That's in 5.1 glorious surround stereo. We need sounds like this for everything in Train Sim World. The closing sound. Bam. That's spicy. Okay, can we do anything with the seats? I do love a good seat that can go up and down. It does not appear that you can do that here. Let's see what we got. Some speakers, the telephone. What do we got? What do we got? What do we got? Air conditioning. It is in the summer. What the hell? What just happened? Did the train just shut down? What just happened? Did you guys hear that noise? Alright, I'm freaking out now. What the hell was that? Oh my god, did the train shut down? Look at the screens. What the hell? All I did was hit air conditioning. I'm sorry. Alright, let's sit down and see if we can get this thing fired. Fired. It's funny. Okay. Alright, let's turn the battery. Why did it shut off? That's not cool, man. It says we got voltage. Yeah, we gotta hold it. Let's hold it. Now the screens may not be on because there's not a reverser key in, but I thought they were on by default, so we'll try it here. There we go. Okay, I was panicking there for a minute. That was... Zugbeeinflussung. Still going. Still going. Wrong train. Okay, that doesn't work. How do we set... Is there air compressor, traction motors? Are these automatic? Because everything I've ever seen about these, it sounds like the driver, when he gets ready, or she gets ready, or they get ready, they get in and they turn these things on and it's like... And then the train takes off like a rocket. See how loud that is? That's almost pretty darn realistic. They don't seem to have that like depth to them, but the sound is pretty legit as far as I can tell. Alright, pantograph is raised, main circuit breaker. We'll close it just to make sure. Let's see, train line is on. Headlights, signal lights, and bright. Instrument lights. Ein. Let's open the doors. And let's close the doors. Cab lights. Can't even tell they're on or off because everything's just washed the hell out. Got your brake key. Need to turn that on, or ein. You can see the reservoir filling there, doing what it needs to do. Hear the fan slowly going off. What's this here? MFD selector screen. Oh, cool. The other thing I like about this old ICE2 is you can see out of this son of a bitch. Look at the glorious world in front of you. In the ICE3, in game anyway, I am talking about Train Sim World 3, or 2. In the ICE3, the one sitting to our left, or the one that was sitting to our left, you know what you see? The windshield wiper. That's it. You can't see anything else. And then you got those big ass vents right here, so it's like, you know, it's not a fun experience, or it isn't for me anyway. So let's check the lights out. This Train Sim World bright ass lighting. They don't really have like a natural look to them. Let's go to the rear. In fact, we'll do it like that. Tail lights are on. Nice. It's just a good ass looking train, man. It sounded like the fans were going back there too, which is weird. So is there anything you can do as far as the screens? I'm just going to key over here. AFB aus. Nothing, 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 nothing. Okay, you should be able to change the brightness. And you can turn it off and on. Amazing! How do you go back? I don't know what this is. I want to go back. Alright, forget that screen. Try this one. at everything. I have no clue what I'm doing. I'm sorry, guys. Alright, and we'll try the middle. Brightness. So you can't control, like, I know the newer ICEs, you controlled the passenger information display and the AFB and things like that within the MFDs. So I guess this being the older one is a bit more analogous. Yeah, so I guess the passenger stuff is automatic. Alright, let's go. Enough jaw flapping. Let's get down to it, and clouds are starting to roll in. Didn't I lock the doors like 10 minutes ago? Alright, we're going to Fulda. Alright, it just says 85 on the PZB, so... Oh, there them fans go. You know what? We're going to do a standing start in and out. So I'm going to go up here and slow down a bit, and then we're going to do it outside as well. Because I'm crazy like that. Yeah, I genuinely want to hear it. So now we got a flash in 7085. I think that means you got to stick to 45 kmh. I need to get my my PZB cheat sheet back out. Is it 35 or 45? Ooh, you can hear the joints? I'm trying to shut up going over the joints here. Here we go. Right Q joint. The bassy thunkety thunk. I like that. Is that new? I don't recall that in previous titles. That sounds pretty damn good though. It sounds legit. You got that soft, ghostly whine of the traction motors. Sounds fairly legit. What? I already did it, guys. He's pissed. He ain't happy. I went over 45, didn't I? Anyway. Yep. Uh-huh. Yes, sir. I hear you. Okay. All right, outside time. We're going to hear this son of a biscuit take off now. Exterior. So the fans ramp down. What'd I do? Did I broke it? Yeah, it's showing we don't have okay, maybe we got to do that. That's like the emergency release for the brakes. Possibly. We'll try that. See, it doesn't teach you this shit in the little tutorial area, so GG on that. Alright, let's see if it actually gives us the pipage. There we go. Now it ain't locked down. Alright, let's get on it. Oh, the horn. It sounds pretty good. It sounds legit. I think they did reuse that from the other ICE, but the only problem is there's a pop at the end, so that kind of sucks. And I've heard these things And they have like this funny squeal that they can do, almost like an American train horn. So that would have been cool. Oh, yeah. Woo. Dude, this thing is boss as hell. We'll do a drive-by here. Dude, this thing sounds good. Oh, that pop at the end on the horn. I hit that just in case. You never know. I can't see the signals right now, obviously. Alright, that's what I'm talking about. Those are some sounds. Those are some freaking sounds. I mean, the horn sucks. Well, let me rephrase that. The horn doesn't suck. It's just the end of it. That end file, end wave, whatever the hell, has that pop. Like, that's, you know, maybe edit out that last millisecond or whatever. Get rid of that damn pop. I don't know. It doesn't sound that great, though. These are the sounds that we need, you know. As an American and desperately wanting good American things within Train Sim World, I'm starting to think it's never going to happen. You know, they make strides every now and then, but it eventually just kind of falls back, you know. The dust settles, if you will. This is some good-ass sound right here. We'll just haul ass for a minute here and soak in the sounds. Oh, hell yeah. I can do this. Freight yard. So I'm getting a solid 60 FPS right now too, but I tried something on a whim today. I didn't try it with a Cajon Pass video. I enabled DX12. Now, there's always some weird things to and fro with DX12 because it's not officially supported. But it seems to be working pretty damn good so far. So, we're overspeeding. I don't have LZB on, so I gotta slow down. Yeah, see, it already whooped my ass. As long as you get down to speed and time, I think it'll clear. Which we didn't do. There it goes. Oh, do I gotta... Yeah. I gotta do the thingy again. The OG brake release. Get it over that 5 bar and you should be gravy. Hey, this thing sounds really good. Oh my god, we're rolling backwards. Help. There we go. Sometimes you got to reset the throttle control on these German trains if it won't take power initially. I think the brakes, it's, you know, operating American stuff, you've generally got to keep a brake on, apply power, and then let off the brake. With a lot of the German stuff, it seems like it's the total opposite. You got to let off the brake and then apply power. So it's got to be, there goes a 3. Alright, let's get out of this tunnel. But yeah, I'm, you know, nearing the end of the video now. I am pretty damn impressed with this route. You know, it's no shocker that they kind of led the campaign with Train Sim World 3 with this. I'm sure this looks equally incredible with a bit of fog, some snow, you know, lightning storms, stuff like that. You know, just playing 2 of the 3 new routes that come with Train Sim World 3, could I recommend it as a whole? Probably not, especially not yet. But if I were to recommend a standalone version so far, I would absolutely recommend this Kassel Wurzburg, because this is pretty nice. Like, I don't know how old this is gonna get just doing this time and time again. Sure, you've got 2 ICE trains to do it with, and you've got the night freight, which to me just kind of sucks. You know, unless that's your jam, then go ahead. But personally, I don't really care for it. This is pretty damn good, though. So, you know, I'm interested to see what Southeastern Highspeed is going to be like with the extension to Ashford driving the Javelin, because the Javelin is equally a badass high-speed train. That thing is boss as hell. That thing is super chungus. I like the Jav, the 395, so I definitely want to check that out as well. But I definitely recommend this so far. Like with the German stuff in Train Sim World 2, you literally, here goes another one, damn. You're like back to back. You literally cannot go wrong with the German stuff in Train Sim World. Hell, even the little baby, you know, commuter multiple units have been awesome. You know, of course I get made fun of for thinking the Skyhook 187 was good, but that's only because I had it modded heavily for people that made mods for it. So I'm a bit wishy-washy on that one, but just about every other German thing is excellent. There's some weird lighting issues going on here. You can see the end of the tunnel. That was one of the things they made big on, you know, when they were showing this off and writing the articles for the game, is the light, sensation of light entering and exiting a tunnel. Like, you know, I don't know if that's worthy of building a whole new damn game around, like the dynamic weather, but, you know, here we are. It is what it is. I feel like people that had previous versions of Train Sim World should have at least gotten a discount. They did not, but then again, they know a lot of their player base is going to be people that already played it, so. But as far as, you know, giving my hard-earned monies for this, I don't feel bad at all. Because this right here is pretty damn good. The Marseille-Avignon LGV route that was in Train Sim World 2, that train was incredible as well, but the route sucked. And it's because it wasn't German. So you can pretty much guarantee every German route that comes out is going to be good, because it's a couple of the same people that build them. And Jesus, just look at this, man. That looks, you know, it's not incredibly highly detailed, but that looks a far cry better than the Marseille-Avignon LGV route. So this is like that. This is what I was worried about as well, so I'm going to go ahead and eat my words with a side of salt. I thought that's what this was going to be. I thought it was going to be Marseille-Avignon add-on. Cool train, shitty route. And it doesn't seem to be that so far. It seems to be cool train, cool route. So when you can get 2 for 2 in Train Sim World, GG. I mean, this looks pretty good. It's still a bit washed out lighting-wise, but yeah. I think that is gonna about do it, guys. So, just saw your 2 PZB failures, so there you go. But that's it. This is Kassel to Wurzburg, the ICE1. big old stonking thumbs up on this. This is pretty badass. I cannot wait to drive some more of this. In fact, I think I'm going to continue that after I hit stop on the recording. But that's it. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.